Hello students. So today we will be starting chapter number 17, forest. So what we are going to learn today we will be learning a little introduction on forest, about the components of forest, and then at the end we will be learning that why there is no waste in the forest. So let's proceed. So what is a forest? A forest is a large area of land covered mainly with trees and other plants. Okay. Now, all the forests they do not have similar kinds of trees or other plants. Now, due to different climatic conditions, okay, and favorable conditions, then soils, there are variation in the types of trees and other plants found in forest. So some of the common trees found in the forest in our country, mainly they are what? They are sal, teak, then shisham, neem, simal, bamboo, eucalyptus, kikar, arjun, banyan, peepal. Okay. So several other trees are also there. Different kinds of herbs they grow in the forest. Different kinds of shrubs. Okay, and some of the forest trees, okay, they are also covered with different types of climbers and creepers. Now the thing is that the natural forest trees they grow on their own. That means no person grows and plant the tree in the forest. Okay. Now the question is, how do the tree grow on their own in the natural forest? Now, in nature, the trees they produce what? They produce enough seeds. Okay. Now these seeds they fall on the forest floor. Now the forest floor it provides favorable condition, that is the soil it provides nutrients, the soil it provides water, and the sunlight they also reach inside the forest, so it provides the warmth for the seeds to germinate into what? Into seedlings. Okay. Now these seedlings it further grows into a sapling. Okay, sapling means what? Sapling means a young and slender tree. Now these saplings they grow into bigger trees. Okay, similarly in that same kind the shrubs and herbs they also grow in the forest by their own similar way. Okay, that means all the time the dispersal of seed is taking place. What is dispersal of seed? Already you know. All the time pollination is taking place, so the entire vegetation it grows on their own, right? Now in addition to various types of trees and other plants, the forest they also has a wide variety of animals. So in other words what we can say? We can say that forest it contains a rich variety of flora and fauna. Okay, now the type of animal, just like plants, they also differ from forest to forest. Some of the common animals which are found in the forest in our country are what? Monkeys, then jackal, bison, elephant, tiger, lion, then deer, ape, porcupine, squirrel, then peacock, frog, bat, owl, rat, snakes, butterflies, different types of insects, different types of birds, spider, ant, honeybees, and various other small animal. Okay. Now the insects, butterflies, honeybees, and birds they help in flowering plants of forest in pollination, as I said you, and also in the dispersal of seed. Okay. Now the forest they also contains the decomposers. I hope all of you know what is decomposer. Okay, decomposers they are present in the soil. Okay, example is bacteria and fungi. They helps in the decomposition of dead remains of animals and plants. Okay. Now this forest it is a big habitat, as I said you. Okay, it itself consists a ecosystem. Okay, the forest it provides a home for many plants, animals, and decomposers. The forest it acts as a purifier of air and water. How come it acts as a purifier of air? Because the leaves of the tree and plants they clean the air by trapping dust from the air, and also it puts oxygen in the air. Okay, now the forest, how come it acts as a purifier of water? Because the trees it can suck the dirty water from soil through their roots and make pure water available in the form of rain via water cycle. Okay, this is how the forest it acts as a purifier of both air and water. Now, the next thing, what are the components of a forest? Now, as you all know, the component, it consists of two components, that is biotic component and abiotic component. Okay. Now we will be discussing about biotic component. Regarding abiotic component, we will be discussing later on. Biotic components, mainly it includes plants, animals and decomposers, right? And abiotic component, what does it include? It can include rock, soil, air, water. Okay, so regarding what are the relationship between biotic component and abiotic component, that I will discuss later. For now, I will be discussing about the living components or the biotic components of a forest. Okay. Now, number one, it comes the plant. Now, the forest, it has got many green plants and trees. Okay. The green plants, they produce food by photosynthesis. How come? By absorbing the nutrients and water from soil and carbon dioxide from air. So, since the plant or trees, they can produce their own food, so therefore they are known as what? They are known as producers. Also, they are known as what? They are known as autotrophs, because they can make their own food. Okay, and these green plants, it provide food to all the animals in the forest, directly or indirectly. Directly to whom? Directly to the herbivores, and indirectly to the carnivores and omnivores, as because the carnivores and omnivores, they feed upon herbivores. So, indirectly they are getting the food from the plant. Okay. Next is animals. Now, a forest, they are also rich in different kinds of animals. Okay. Now, these animals, they are known as what? They are known as consumer. Okay. Now, the animals, they can be herbivores, as that means those who feed upon plant. They can be carnivores, that means those who feed upon the flesh of other animals. Okay. And they can be omnivore also, that means they can feed on both herbivores and carnivores. Okay, examples, I think you all know, in class 6 you have read about herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Okay. Now, all the animals, whether they are herbivores or carnivores or omnivores, they depend on plant for food directly or indirectly. Okay, these animals, they are called heterotrophs because they depend on other organism for food. Next is what? Next is decomposers. Now, the living organisms such as certain bacteria and fungi, for example, you can say mushroom and toadstools, okay, they live and feed on dead plants and animals. Okay. Now, those who feed on dead plants and animals, we all know that they are called saprotroph. Okay. Now, sometimes these saprotrophs, they also act as a decomposer organism. Okay. Other than that, bacteria, okay, bacteria, they are also decomposers. Now, these decomposers, you know that these decomposers, they play a very important role in sustaining the forest. Not only the forest, but to our environment also, even inside the water ecosystem also. How come? Now, the plant and animal, they have got a definite lifespan. You all know, all the living organism, they have got a definite lifespan. Now, after a certain period, what happens? The plants and animals, they die. Okay. Now, the microorganisms, those who remain in soil, what do? They break down the dead parts of animals and dead bodies of plant or animal, whatever you say, into simpler substances such as mineral salt, carbon dioxide and water, which can be reused by the plant in the form of humus as a fertilizer. Okay, they are called what? They are called decomposer. Okay, example, as I said you, that bacteria and fungi. Okay, now bacteria and fungi, they are what? They cannot make their own food. They obtain their food from dead parts of plant and animals. Okay, now during the process of obtaining food, the bacteria and fungi, they decompose the matter present in the dead plants and animals into mineral salts, carbon dioxide and water. Right, now the mineral salt does form are called what? Are called nutrients. Okay, the mineral salts formed in this way mix with the soil of forest. Okay, now these make the soil fertile. Okay, now these nutrients in the soil, they can be used again and again by the plant for their growth. Right. So, in other way, what we can say? We can say the decomposer, what are the importance of decomposer in the forest? Number one is that the decomposer, they return the nutrient present in the dead plants, dead animals and animal waste to the soil so that they can be reused for the growth of plant. In this way, the decomposer, it helps in maintaining the supply of nutrients to the growing plant in the forest. Okay. Number 2, by carrying out decomposition, the decomposer, they prevent the dead plants, dead animals and animal waste from piling up in the forest. Okay. So the importance of this humus, okay, to the soil is that they provide nutrients for the growth of plant. Okay, and this humus, it is formed by the decomposition of the dead remains of animals and plant by the decomposer, and they convert it into dark colored substance. Okay, and this dark colored substance, it is present in the topsoil and it is known as what? Is known as humus. Now, the next thing is the scavenger. Okay, now what is scavenger? That is also another component of a forest. Now, scavenger, what is scavenger? There are some animals which eat the dead bodies of other animals. Now, there is a difference between decomposer and scavenger. Scavengers, they directly eat the flesh of those dead animals. Okay, and the decomposers, they decompose their body. Okay, so those animals which eat the dead animals are called what? Are called scavengers. Examples are what? Examples: vultures, crows, jackals, hyenas. Okay, they are what? They are the scavengers. Okay, the scavenger, they are regarded as a kind of cleansing agents of the environment. Okay, why cleansing agent? Because they eat up the dead bodies of animals and they help in keeping the forest environment clean, right? And as I said you that scavengers, they are not decomposers. Why? Because they do not break down the dead animals into simple substances which can be reused by the plant. Okay, so from this discussion what we can conclude, that when an animal dies in the forest, then the dead animal becomes food for vultures, crows, jackals, hyenas, some insects and beetles, etc. Now, next, the important topic is that why there is no waste in a forest. Okay, now when the animals, they die in the forest, they are eaten up by some other animals. They are known as scavengers, isn't it? Now, the remaining things, that means the bones, the skins and all, okay, they get decomposed by the decomposer organism, that is bacteria and fungi. Okay, what do? They decompose the dead plant material, dead animals and animal waste present in the forest into mineral salts in the form of humus, water and carbon dioxide, okay, which go into soil and air and hence recycled for the growth of plant. So since the dead animals are eaten up and the materials present in dead plants, dead animals and animal wastes are recycled, therefore no waste is left in the forest. Okay, so this is all about today's lesson. In our next class we will be learning on the forest that acts as an ecosystem. How come the forest acts as an ecosystem and what are the structure of the forest? That one we will be learning in our next class. So thank you everyone.